What's going on, guys? Freak here from the channel Frost and Fist. I want to welcome you to this showcase. Been meaning to do this in a while. I wanted to showcase my amazing Redemptor Dreadnought. I've had completed for quite some time now, and I'm pretty happy how it turned out. I think there's a little more that I can do to it, which I'll be doing as time goes by. But I'll share that with you as I go through the slides. So I actually got it as a gift from Richard from the Nerd Life. Really amazing guy. He was like, man, you need yourself a Redemptor so you can go against the Wolf Brother. Yeah, I tried that and it blew up. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, really like it. Actually, I based the my color scheme for this particular paint job off of a picture that Mythos has sent me, and I really liked it. It's the yellow and black instead of the yellow and red, which is customary of Imperial Fists, and I really loved it. So I wanted to emulate it. Of course, there are a couple of differences here and there, but I try to get to as close to it as possible, and while still keeping it, me. Anyway, so without further ado, let's go ahead and go right to it here, guys. Okay. So, as you can see, this is the image that I went by. I really love this. You can see there's the black cover for the drawing blanks here. Anyway, it's for the fist, right? The power fist, right? Anyway, you see the shroud here is colored black, and the canopy cover here is also black as well, and I like the way that transitions. It just looks really good. Also, you look at the storm bolters here. The covers are black while the barrels are silver. All right, so let me show you what I've done so far here. Move this here. Get with me. Okay, so I went ahead and, as you can see, I primed it and I highlighted and shaded. This is all, before I laid down my base coat. You can see where I went darker with a kind of like a reddish brown, and I just went lighter. And I did multiple colors in transition. I started off first with a dark reddish brown. I mean dark, and then I just added a lighter pigment to it as I went, and I got to this. I did not go from like a dark brown to a white, otherwise you would see that transition. It would not look good. I just went from one shade to another until I got to this. Let me give you a better angle here. Okay, same thing. You can see here I went with a darker reddish brown, and then I just added white, little drops of white, and it went brighter and brighter and brighter until I got to that color. And I did this, you can see I did the highlights where I personally felt the light should reflect. This is my personal my personal desires. I'm not going off of anything else. I really like the way this looked. So I imagined light hitting here and here and a little slightly here, and you can see right at the kind of the top parts of the knee covers, whatever you want to call those, and here at the edges and a little at the edges of the foot pads, whatever you want to call those. All right, next one. Here's a top-down view, which I think kind of demonstrates it a little better. You see, I left it nice and cool here, keeping it warm around the edges. I really liked how it turned out after this. You guys will see how it actually turned out. It took me a while to really think about the best way to get to this. I've been watching, of course, one of my favorites is Kenny Boucher, the Next Level Painting. Amazing guy. And I mean, you learn a lot from him, and that's kind of what I went with. You know, just kind of, you know what, this is what I want to go for. So, but typically, what I used to do though was I used to go with a dark color, and then I would go straight from the dark color, and I just put white, and I just, you know, airbrush white until I thought it was right. And that's not what I did this time. I went ahead and I just went from one dark color to a lighter color to a lighter color, and did it in layers. I think that turned out to be better. Okay, and here is the last image here where you can see, and I did this, by the way, I did it separate, by the way. I didn't do it all assembled because I wanted to make sure I got the highlights in every spot. And now, this is what it turned out. So like I said, I try to get as close to that picture as I can. I'll be honest with you, I think the terrain is a little plain. I will admit the basing probably could use a little help, but I really wasn't concentrating too much on the basing. I was really more focusing on the model itself, on the miniature itself, right? On trying to get this to look like as close to that picture as I could. Luckily, I had some of the decals that kind of got it pretty close. Not necessarily exact, which is I wasn't looking for exact. I was just looking for close. So that is one pick. Let me get you the next one. Come on, you can do this. Here's a side pick, guys. I love how this turned out. The heat stress of this Auto Gatling. This bad boy right here. You can see nice heat soot effect, and then this bronze, the bronzing that happens when you got excess heat, right? So you got cool, warm, hot. Thing that turned out really neat. Love that. By the way, I can work on this a little better too here. By the way, I'm sorry to you Tau players, but yeah, that is a Tau that just got smushed. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Sorry. Did a lot of metallics here. You can see the actual ammo box. And did the same thing down here as well. Here, I try to emulate that same thing where the outer casing of the Stormbolter, see, is black while the barrels are metallic. And then, of course, the canopy cover here, that part right there is black as well. Here is that same design that we saw with this guy here. You can kind of see it on this side. I don't have the other pictures to show you, but that's the exact same one he had there. So I try to get it as close as possible. So, like I said, I really enjoyed taking my time with this. It was a lot of fun to do. Okay, next one. Here's the back side of it. And I know what you guys are going to say. You know, I did green stuff it, and I forgot to cover it. I forgot to paint over it. So that's something that I'll be working on as well. But just ignore that. Of course, that'll be the first thing you look at. The exhaust, I did the same thing. I tried to give it a little, dirty, sooty look. Definitely gave the metallics the metallic look. I'm not much for weathering. That's just something that I just really don't like doing. I enjoy making metal look old. That's okay, or at least look like it's worn, like it's leaking oil or whatever. That's all right. But as far as the shell or the uniform or whatever, I like it pristine. I like it looking good. I don't know, just like that, I guess. Anyway, that's the back end there. Here's side view, the other side view. Love how this turned out. Try to get that, what do you call it? I don't know why I'm drawing blanks on this, but anyway, it's the Power Fist itself, right? Anyway, the actual cover, the shroud, if you will, it's black instead of yellow, and I kind of like that. Yeah, you can, again, you can see the transition in the coloring, right? You can see where it's darker here and it's lighter here. Right, you can see the light down here, darker here. You can see where the warm and the cold spots are. Here, if you see right up top here, here's the cold spot and the edges are warmer. And you can kind of see the little darker edges of the exhaust. So that was pretty cool. Again, I'm sorry, man. I keep looking at that base, and that base just looks pretty plain. Okay, moving along. Here is another angle. You can see the smaller Gatling looking pretty much the same as this one, as the larger one. Okay, so I wanted consistency there, right? I definitely wanted to hit the edge highlighting, because that's something that a couple of pretty good, renowned YouTubers have kind of commented, hey, Mitch, make sure you definitely do the edge highlighting, because that goes a long way, and that's kind of what I did. All right, I went with the white Aquila there, because that's all I had, while the picture that I went off of has a black Aquila. I didn't have one, I just had the white one. I think that was from my night. Let's see, where are we? Here it is again with a black background. Kind of shows it off a little better, I guess, you know. And here's another view of that Tau getting stomped. Again, I think this turned out pretty cool. I'm gonna do some more work on that base again, guys. I'm sorry, that base is just bothering me. And here's a side view again of a black background, and the thing I like the most on this is just the transition. So love the transition, the colors. That's kind of what I wanted. That is pretty much it, man. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to look as close to this as possible. Although the metallic on here, on this particular picture, it looks somewhat muted. I can go back and mute it some, but on a tabletop, you know, I don't think it's going to matter. Now, they really did a great job doing the weathering on this. Gorgeous, gorgeous work. Love the weathering. You can see where it's been nicked and scratched and, you know, bumped. And I mean, you can see this guy has been in service a lot. But I don't know. I like my stuff pristine. I like my stuff looking really good. And notice the Gatling. There's no stress. Looks like he's never been fired, which is kind of weird because his armor looks like it got some service. It's been in use. He's got some dings, but it looks like nothing else really got any use. Like he's never fired a shot. You know, I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, so there you go. That is my showcase, pretty much in a nutshell, guys. Really hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, by all means, please give us a like here. And you know, tell me what you think. Tell me honestly what you think I could have done better. Of course, besides covering up the green stuff and the basing. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining me on this showcase. We're gonna be doing a lot more. What I'm working on now is trying to wrap up some Centurions, and after that, I'm going to work on Tor Garrett. I'm really excited about that because he is the captain. I mean, I've got a lot of love for for my main captain, right? I'm tired. I've gone blank. Anyway, so Tor Garradon's going to be my guy. I got to put him together still, and I need to paint him. But after I finish with my Centurions, and I got more Centurions that I'd ordered, and I need to put those together. So that is it, guys. Again, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, stay frosty.